What's up, guys? Sorry. So, I'm gonna wait for a few people to join in, but basically what I wanted to go ahead and do was start the conversation about competing, fitness in general, and answer just any questions that you guys might have when it comes to competing and everything that entails. So probably one of the main questions that I usually get right off the bat is, how do I go about picking a show? When should I do a show? How long does it take me to get ready for a show? Uh, and really, I think compete every day. Really, I think that is going to be up to you and your coach. So if your coach is really confident in what he or she can do for you in a matter of, I'd say the average is about 12 weeks, then maybe you set yourself up for a 12-week prep. It'll be more gradual as opposed to you doing like a really hard cut. You can really just focus on, enjoying the process and getting there and not worrying so much about, not getting to eat. So I think I just saw a question about what are some of my favorite meals when I'm shredding. Was that right? I wasn't really paying attention. Sorry. But that's kind of hard to say. When I'm shredding, I'm usually on a set plan. I'm usually getting ready for a show, unless I'm already, I guess, what I would call shredded and I'm doing my own plan. But probably some of my favorites, probably salmon. I really enjoy breakfast no matter any time of the day, but I'd probably go with salmon and breakfast. So that's probably about it. Hey, from Sweden. Hi, what's up? So getting back to what I was talking about picking a show. If you have a show in mind that you want to do, like I said, if it's your first show ever, it's probably safe to say that you want to do at least a 12-week prep. It's also going to be pretty safe to say that if you're a girl, you want to be somewhere like in the teens as far as body fat percentage goes before you really think about stepping on stage. If you're really wanting to be competitive, a lot of times people really step on stage just to see, that they can do it, just to see if they have the discipline to do it. That their end goal is just to be on stage. A lot of you guys really want to step on stage and be very competitive. You want to win overall. Become nationally qualified, go on to compete for your pro card. So I say give yourself the time. Don't ever rush into a prep if your body isn't feeling it and you're kind of like, I don't know what's going on now. I'm getting really tired already. I'm already tired of this. I'm not even halfway through my prep. Then give yourself some time. Am I a gym coach? No. I do personal training. I do online training, but I don't really consider myself a gym coach. I don't really like that. And my passion is fitness. I've been doing fitness since I was 3, probably. I think 3 years old. Yeah. So I've been involved in sports for a very long time. I just got into fitness when I graduated college, and I've been doing it ever since, and I'm madly in love with it. So that's a great question. Okay, any suggestions on what to look for in a coach? So basically what you want to do is, a lot of times you guys will, I guess, seek out a coach that is successful themselves, which isn't a bad idea. If you guys seek me out as an online coach, it's not really a bad idea. But what you have to keep in mind with that is that when it's time for me to start prepping, then I'm also, going to be a little bit selfish, and I'm going to prep myself. Like I have to take care of myself. You want somebody who's going to be able to give their undivided attention to you. So I think that's probably one of the number one things that you want to look for in a coach, is somebody who's going to give you their time and attention. Competing needs a lot more time and attention than somebody who's just doing personal training. You need to send in progress pics. You need to send them your weight. You have to change your meal plan sometimes every few days. A lot of you guys I've seen where somebody gives you a meal plan and they haven't changed it in a few months. You have to change your program as your body changes. Even your workouts, they have to be seeing you every, so often so that they can adjust the plan. I think another thing to look for in a coach is that whether or not they've prepped somebody before. And maybe even in your division, like I may not be too interested in somebody that's only prepped bodybuilder, like male bodybuilders, like they've never prepped a female, let alone a figure girl. I might look for somebody else that has dealt with women before. So those are probably some of I think my two biggest things when it comes to finding a coach in terms of competing. If you're talking about just a personal trainer, then that's different. Isogenics, am I familiar with isogenics? Not really. Is that a thermogenic? Is that like a fat burner? I'm not really too familiar with fat burners in general. I usually am going to ask my colleagues, or I have some friends that are nurses about those, and which ones are best for you guys. Oh yeah, you guys just ask away. Don't wait for me. I'm not gonna, I'm waiting for you guys to ask questions before I go on. I'm actually gonna try and post this to YouTube for anybody who missed any portion of it. So I'm gonna try to read the question and then answer it. So what kind of fat burning pills do I use? I actually don't use any. So I'm not a very good example. I'm not a very good resource for any type of thermogenics or fat burning. So it's really hard for me to answer that question about the fat burners because I'm naturally a very lean person. I'm blessed in that way. A lot of people are, a lot of people are just naturally lean. I'm sure you've seen them before at the gym. Then there are some people that have to work a little bit harder to keep that body fat off. That's not anything, saying that you shouldn't compete or, you just can't have the body you want or anything like that. Some people are just different. You're naturally, I know a lot of people who don't use fat burners at all. I know people who use them religiously almost. So it's possible to do it without fat burners. Is it possible to coach yourself as a first-time amateur competitor or at a competition? It's possible. Do you want to do it? Probably not. If you've never competed before, you probably have no idea what to expect. You don't want to be, your mentality midway through your prep is going to suck. You're going to be like miserable. You want somebody else to take that guesswork out of competing for you and trying to figure that out on your own. So I say do the first one with a coach. What does it hurt? You have somebody else who tells you what you need to do, tells you what you need to eat, who's there for you, who can answer all your questions when it comes to registering, getting your suit, what to do post-show, which I think is a lot of things people don't think about. How do you get past the show once you finish, without binge eating and doing things you're not supposed to be doing. So I think you can definitely do it. I've seen people do it before, but I think it's smarter. The best athletes in the world still have coaches. LeBron James still has a coach. Usain Bolt still has a coach. So, I think it's smart to look for a coach just for the sake of the conversation. I didn't see that last question. There was a few while I was answering that other one. So if you guys could just... Okay, so in particular, your improvement in vertical jump in 40 yards. Yeah, you've asked me this before, and I do not do that anymore. So it's not even, like, what I do now is completely different than what I was doing before. Before I was into performance. Everything I did was for performance, explosiveness, power, agility. Now it's strictly for aesthetics, so the functionality has gone down a little bit. My body actually feels heavy. When I was in college, I weighed 113 running the 400. Now, at any given day, I weigh 131. So that's a lot of weight to be carrying around, a lot of weight to be jumping around. Imagine wearing a weight vest and trying to run a 40 or measure your vertical jump. It's not the same. It doesn't really compute that way. So I'm really not even going to attempt that and embarrass myself. The most athletic I'm probably going to get right now is running. And that's just a personal preference. I'm not saying that you guys have to be that way if you're a competitor. My focus right now is just on the way that I look. I'm getting back into being more athletic, but just not really the focus right now. But thank you for asking that. So yeah, not a focus. There was another one that I saw that I wanted to answer and I totally forgot. I'm sorry guys. I'm trying to keep up with the questions. Yeah, it's kind of hard to stay athletic when you're doing more of an aesthetic type sport. It's just completely different than anything that athletes have done before. Just the lifting in general is different. The diet is completely different. Track athletes and runners are used to eating a ton of carbs, and I'm not. So, just getting used to. There are some things that are similar. The work ethic, the time it takes to train. And stuff like that, but for the most part, it's different. What are my thoughts on steady cardio and what do I do a lot of? My thoughts on steady cardio, I think I'm pretty neutral. I don't really have any specific thoughts. You know, a lot of times I think my main thoughts are don't do it for too long, you know, especially if you're trying to gain weight. If you're trying to hold on to muscle and lean muscle mass, you don't want to be doing the Stairmaster for 45 minutes. If you're getting ready for a show and you've been instructed by your coach to do it for 45 minutes or an hour, then listen to them. But I mean, steady cardio, I do steady cardio all the time. You know, it's really easy for me. It doesn't take a lot of energy, but I can still burn the necessary calories that I need to burn for that session. You know, so that's another thing when it comes to competing. I'm not supposed to burn any more than a certain amount of calories because I'm not getting fed for, you know, doing extra work. So a lot of times my clients say, oh, I did an extra 15 minutes of cardio. And I'm like, I'm not feeding you for that. So don't, you know, do yourself a favor and don't do anything extra. But steady cardio is easy. It doesn't take a lot of effort for me. HIIT cardio is probably one of my favorites though. But I do a lot of, I'd probably say the elliptical and recumbent bike just because I have that in my house. So I wake up early in the morning, go ahead and get that out of the way. So sometimes I end up doing fasted cardio for my steady cardio, but other than that, I don't really have a say. Do I have any general shredding tips? I think my biggest tip is always going to be the same. You know, it's always going to come down to your diet. You know, I think when it comes to shredding and getting cut up, especially for a show, it's going to be a combination of diet and cardio. So if you guys can't, you know, everybody wants to be shredded, everybody wants to have a six-pack, but nobody wants to do what it takes to get there. So if that's something you want to do, you know, it'd be something if everybody was walking around with a six-pack, but they're not. So you got to do what it takes. It's not going to be easy. I had somebody ask me earlier on my Instagram, you know, what's the easiest way to get a six-pack? And I think that's kind of a funny question because there's no easy way to get a six-pack. Some people are just naturally born with one or just walk around with one, but for the most part, if you don't really already have one, I don't think it's going to be easy. You know, I think you're just going to have to buckle down and get the diet under control. Am I accepting new online clients? Yes. I have a few spots left. I really try to keep it to 10. I have 8 right now, so if you guys are interested in online training, basically just go to jmoisfit.com. And go to my contact me page and just shoot me an email, let me know what you're looking for, and I'll see if I can fit the profile that you're looking for in a coach. But if I don't fit what you guys are looking for, I turn you away. So if you're looking for an if it fits your macros coach, then that's not me. I'm somebody who really wants you to see results, so I'm going to do everything I can. You know, I'm contacting my clients pretty much every other day. So if that's something that you're looking for, you need the motivation, you need the direction, you need diet, workouts, anything like that, you just want to be able to have basically like unlimited contact with me, then online training is probably for you. But like I said, shoot me an email, let me know if that's something you guys are interested in. Again, it's jmoisfit.com, and then we'll work something out. So are there any more questions about competing or posing or diet, nutrition, cardio, anything fitness related? And I'll just open it up for a few minutes before I go ahead and end this. What show are you going to be doing? Somebody's going to be competing in December. That's awesome. It's going to be a hard prep. So thank you guys for tuning in, and hopefully I will try to keep you guys posted on when I'm going to be doing more Periscopes, and hopefully you guys can join in and let your friends know. Like I said, if you missed any portion of this, I am going to be putting it on my YouTube channel so that you guys can go back and view it again. Other than that, thank you again for tuning in, and you can hit me up on any of my social media and let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll try to do my best to answer them for you guys. Thanks. See ya.